So I'm sat here with James McKay, who is a Labour councillor in Harborne, as well as cabinet member for a green, safe and smart city. And we're here to talk about the Cycle City Ambition bid, which I believe actually encompasses all three of those parts of your job role, James. So could you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, I mean, this is really wonderful news for Birmingham. A couple of weeks ago, the government announced its allocations for cycling money going forward. Birmingham won £17 million. We're going to match that with £7 or £8 million from council resources. So over the next few years, we're going to be spending an awful lot of money on cycling in Birmingham. And we'll be looking to do three things, really, with that money. The first thing is sort out the city centre and make it fit for purpose for cycling, get the flow of cycling right in the city centre, because it's such a big attractor for trips. The second thing, then, is the spokes of the wheel in, and there's three different levels to that, getting the main routes safer and more accommodating for cycling, developing quieter routes, still road for less confident cyclists, and then enhancing the fabulous network of off-road routes that we've got as well, the Ray Valley route, the canal network for kind of family cycling, recreational cycling, and people that just don't really want to use the road network. And the final element, so we've got the centre of the city, we've got the spokes in, and then you've got all that support work, working with employers, the bike racks, proper security, the training, all these different elements that are the essential complement to the infrastructure and getting the infrastructure right. As I say, we've got 17 million from government. The government have told us that we have to spend that in the next 2 years, which is a very nice problem to have. And it means that we're going to crack on and start work straight away.
Brilliant. So from reading the bid, I can kind of see that it's been basically split into four parts, so the different quadrants of the city. Now, Moseley Kings Heath ward, where I'm hoping to be elected, is in the south quadrant. Can you very briefly kind of tell me about some of the things that people in Moseley and Kings Heath might expect to see around where we live?
Well, I think the big differences that you'll see over the next couple of years are enhancements to the Ray Valley route, as I said, that runs through, which is one of the really popular off-road routes, and one of the big success stories of cycling in Birmingham up to this point, and then connectivity towards that route, but also, as I say, getting that environment right. And a huge part of that, and I know this is going to be particularly important, particularly close to people's hearts over in Moseley and Kings Heath, will be 20 miles an hour. Because if we can get the speed down on residential roads in Birmingham from 30 to 20, it creates a much more welcoming environment for cycling and pedestrians, with all those benefits, all the health benefits, the low carbon benefits, the financial benefits that naturally flow. So I would say they would be the main changes that we'll be seeing. And hopefully the big change will be, as we'll see everywhere, a rise in the number of cycling. We are starting from a really low base in Birmingham. Around 1% of our commuter journeys are done by bike. We're the lowest of all the big cities outside of London. Birmingham's got this reputation of a car city, the Detroit of the UK. So I welcome government coming here and working with us, because I think if you can crack it in Birmingham, you genuinely can crack it across the country. So fair play to government for coming and meeting the challenge that we laid before them. We are from a low base. We have got an awful lot of work to do, but this money sets us on that path.
Do you get any sense from the government that it is their intention to make a more regular kind of pot of money available to cyclists and cycling infrastructure generally, or is it just too early to say?
I don't know which way that's going to go yet, and I suspect some of that will be down to how well this tranche of money works. I would like to see us going forward saying nationally, this is the amount we spend on transport, but we've got to move to a healthier future, we've got to move to a more sustainable future. So we should start looking at the share of that transport spend and start carving out a greater share for more sustainable transport like cycling. That's the direction of travel I would like to see government go in, but I think in terms of actually how that's going to pan out, I think it's probably too early to say at the moment.
Great. Well, James, thank you so much for your time, and thank you so much for being the architect of this successful bid, and look forward to seeing the results in Moseley and Kings Heath and across Birmingham.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Cheers.